Hello again and welcome to the video. Today we're going to have a look at this wagon here. It's one of a set of 8 wagons that Roco did in the livery of the Dutch Railways, the NS. This one is in the livery of Smits Zoon from Utrech in the Netherlands, and it's a covered wagon. I'm going to do a review of this wagon in a moment, but let's first have a look at this company. My assistant will help out with that.
In 1827, A.W. de Visser established the first bone black factory in the Netherlands, known as Benenkluif. The factory produced bone black, a carbon-based material used in sugar refining, and sourced its raw materials from butchers, abattoirs, and meat factories. It was a large factory, with its own rail connection, a garage, a laboratory, a blacksmith shop, and a carpentry workshop. After changing ownership several times, the factory finally closed its doors in 1965 and moved to a new location in Vuren.
So that was quite interesting. So let's have a look at this wagon and see what we've got here. Now it is in white colour, so knowing now that this is a bone black factory, I don't think this wagon will be white for very long, and therefore it would be really worthwhile weathering this wagon if you owned it. However, this is pristine factory condition. Let's have a look and see what we've got here. I don't have a box for this wagon. It came as part of a set and I don't have the rest of it. It's certainly quite a nice looking wagon. It's got some nice rivet detail here on the top, and it has 3 panels which open up to access inside. But you can see straight away that there's no detail inside, and these don't really stay up that well, so this seems to be just a little bit of a gimmick, I would think. And they're also very fragile as well, so they're quite likely to break off. But I suppose you could put in a load here, but there's no detail here underneath the hatches. On the side of the wagon, there's some great transfers printed onto it, so it has the name of the company and some other details as well. It's all very well done here, and there's also a lot of detail in the panels as well. You can see these relief little marks on it, which is really nice, and at each end it's fairly plain. The buffers are okay, but they don't have that much detail on them, and at this end you get some steps molded into the plastic. So let's have a look underneath. So there's a representation of brake gear here, but it's just molded onto the one piece, and it has articulated couplings. They're quite stiff though, but it will help this wagon get round tight turns. The wheels are very free running. They have a bit of play in them. I think this wagon will run quite freely. So let's see how much this wagon weighs. So this wagon weighs 42 grams. So overall, this is quite a nice little wagon. I'm not sure how prototypical it is. I couldn't find any information about the kind of wagons that they used in the factory when it was still operational, and certainly I didn't see any pictures of this particular one. And also the fact that this wagon comes in other liveries makes me think that it's not actually based on a real wagon that this factory used. But that all said, it does have a few nice features to it, but I think the hatches on the roof are a kind of gimmick that you probably don't need. And while the model has got some really nice detail molded into it with the rivets and the panels on the side, it doesn't have that much extra detail added onto it, so it feels like a bit of a cheap model to have. It would work quite well in a train on your layout, and the fact that it's a different colour than the normal brown is also quite interesting. If you could find this cheap, or maybe even as part of the set, I would say it's worth having as a kind of run-of-the-mill wagon, but I don't think it would be something that you would specifically go out of your way to find. Anyway, I'll put this onto the turntable so you can see all the way around it. In the meantime, if you liked this video, can you please give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to enjoy more like this. That's all for today. I'll see you on the next one.